Welcome back to a wall-to-wall coverage of the UDA primaries, and of course the nominations have been covered vastly here on KTN News with our reporters across the nation. Now I am joined by Chris Thairu, who is on the ground in Kajiado County. Chris Thairu, what's happening? Earlier on you talked about a smattering of people showing up for voters. The voter turnout was not ideal. Has the situation changed right now?
Well, very good afternoon to you, Trix, back in studio. And the situation has not really changed much in various polling stations. What I can report is that the polling stations that had not received their materials have received now. And in majority of the polling stations, especially in Kitengela, which is still in Kajiado County, they've started the voting, though they started the voting like 2 hours ago. And right now, I'm in Bisil, which is a few kilometers, less than 40 kilometers to Namanga. That's the Kenya-Tanzania border. And I can tell you that in most of these polling centers, they've been affected by the low voter turnout. Remember that in this area, after the Kajiado town heading to Namanga, the population is really low compared to areas like Kitengela, Rongai, that's Ongata Rongai, and areas to, like Kiserian, which still form part of Kajiado County. And here I'm joined by the Kacheliba Member of Parliament from West Pokot County. He is a member of UDA, and he's been sent here by the team to be an observer. Mheshimiwa, welcome to KTN News. Basically, tell us briefly, how has been the exercise? You've managed to visit several polling centers. What are the grievances on the ground that you're hearing?
Thank you very much. For most of the places we visited, elections started a bit late because the dispatches of materials was not on time. The earliest that started elections was around 8 to 9, and the rest, of course, received their materials a bit late, which I think it is as a result of logistical hiccups. Yes, and my findings to the places have been, because I started from Kitengela all the way to Namanga, the exercise generally is very peaceful, calm, and there is presence of police in all the stations we went. Yes, and that is one positive aspect that we must really appreciate as a country. People are really now taking elections as a normal thing. There is no violence witnessed so far. Yes, but in terms of voter turnout, honestly speaking, up to now, it's for all the places we went, it's very low. It's very low, and if it doesn't improve towards evening, I think there would be further apathy, and that will really, this election will be decided by very few people. Yes. Initially, we expected that this exercise will start at 6 a.m. But in several polling stations, by 1 or by even midday, they had not started. Will you compensate them the time that they were not voting? And what will happen when the time for closing the polling stations reaches? Or what time will you expecting to close the polling stations? I'm sure the time is enough. The time has been very enough. If the voters would mind going even as at now all the way to 6, I think they'll be able to vote. Yes, but the decision to extend can be made by the HQ, the headquarters. Yes, but it's an observation we have made. And number two, I want to say that generally in the places we've been to Isinya, we've been to Kajiado Township, we've been to this school, Ilbizil, we went to Gatatayek, we went to Mailtisa, and all the way to 2 polling centers at Namanga, that's Namanga Primary and AIC Namanga. The report is that there has been some voting, which I think it will really, they will decide. Those are the people who are going to decide for the people. Yes. Even as this exercise continues, where will be the tallying center, and when should the voters expect these results maybe to be announced? The county tallying center will be at Kajiado, and the officers, the officers so far employed are very hard-working officers. We should be done by tomorrow. That I think, because the tallying would proceed over the night, and by tomorrow morning, majority of the candidates would have known their results.
My final question will go to, in terms of the security. How have you organized yourselves in terms of security? Because we know, especially during the nominations, when the winner has been announced, there's some tendency of violence, and especially when the tallying and the ballot papers are being brought to the tallying center.
That is a situation we would comment when we cross to that point. As at now, the situation is very peaceful, which I think the UDA house, they understand that this is not a competition, but it's a way of identifying the candidates. The real competition is in August, 9th of August. So our presence in all these centers, we will really speak to our candidates to respect each other and avoid any ugly situation. Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mheshimiwa, and we expect that we'll continue coordinating even as we wait for the results. Thank you. Well, that Trix has been the Member of Parliament for Kachelibe in West Pokot, Bwana Mark. And as he says, is that there is still low voter turnout. We'll be crisscrossing various polling centers even as the afternoon proceeds. Most of the polling centers expected to be closed by 5 a.m., just as been the norm during the national elections. And from there, the tallying will start. And as Mark has said, then we'll be waiting for the results. Maybe the earliest we can get is tomorrow morning. And remember that focus will be on the gubernatorial race. Remember that's where all the focus is. But of course, on the other positions, that's for the women rep and for several members of parliament and MCAs also looking for these positions. That's the UDA ticket to contest come the 9th of August. And when it comes to the gubernatorial race, it's between the Kajiado East Member of Parliament, Paris Tobiko, and the Kajiado North Member of Parliament, Kato Olemetitu. And at the final end, we'll know who will be the flag bearer of UDA to face the Jubilee candidate. On the other hand, that is the former governor of Kajiado County, David Kindenye, and on the other hand, the ODM candidate, the current governor, Joseph Olelenku Trix.
Okay, thank you very much, Chris Thairu, for that update from Il Bisil in Kajiado County. We shall be looking to you for more details as they emerge. Remember, this is